Don, we'll bring you in at this point. Breaking news this morning, or at least new news this morning on SandRidge.
Yeah, SandRidge disclosed in a regulatory filing that the Department of Justice had notified them that they were no longer the target of an antitrust investigation. They had disclosed some time ago that they had been subpoenaed. We didn't know what all the details were, but that it just had something to do with an antitrust violation. There have been the federal grand jury that has been involved in this issued an indictment separate from SandRidge, where they indicted Aubrey McClendon, who then died in a car crash the next day, and those charges were dropped. Now here we are a few weeks later, and SandRidge says that DOJ says they're no longer the target of this investigation. We have no idea if those two things are linked together. There's a lot of suspicion that maybe they were, but we really don't know. But that is good news for SandRidge. There was some overhang on this deal. People didn't know what was going to happen if they get tied up in this, along with all the other financial problems that they've got with the wastewater disposal problems they've got. This is good news for them to get this kind of out of the way.
Well, and a good news week overall for Oklahoma energy companies.
Yeah, oil prices have been pretty strong lately. Back in February, they went as low as $26 a barrel. Right now, we're at a little bit over 40, which is a big improvement, which is still a huge disparity from where we were 20 months ago when we had $100 a barrel. But that's helped. There's been some optimism about maybe that we're getting into a recovery mode here. We've seen that reflected in stock prices. Chesapeake this week had a big jump in their stock price because they made a financial negotiation with their lenders, basically pledging everything the company owns, all the oil and natural gas they have in the ground, their hedges, their mortgages, everything, to retain their credit limit. And so they've got some flexibility, and it also puts off their next evaluation of how much their collateral is worth for about a year. That's a big deal for oil companies. Oil companies is a very capital-intensive process. They need lots of money to do what they do. Every well they drill is a multi-million-dollar project. So when banks and others lend them money, twice a year they look at their assets. They pledge the oil and natural gas in the ground to get these loans. Well, the prices have declined so precipitously that these lenders are kind of getting edgy. They're limiting how much they can have. Through this deal where they made this big bet, they bought themselves a year of time. The hope is that oil prices will continue to recover, that natural gas prices really can't get much lower. So and Chesapeake stock went up 50% in a day after that.